First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Yahweh is the name of who this world ignorantly calls God. Yahushai is the name of who this world ignorantly calls Jesus. Bahashem means in the name, Rakah means spirit, and Kwadash means holy. And that's on the Paleo Hebrew. I also want to give double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Today's lesson, I have it titled, I wanted to go into how we got to go through hell, right? We're going to have to go through this coming calamities, right? And that there will be no rapture, right? Because you have this philosophy out here, okay, which comes from the 1830s, okay? Just think about that. Look it up. The rapture comes from the 1830s. I wasn't even around when Yahushua was talking. Okay, but you have these Christians which believe that they're going to disappear, right, into thin air before anything bad happens, right? Before the world goes to shit, before the mark of the beast, they're going to be disappeared into thin air. And then after 7 years, okay, of tribulation, the Messiah, who they call Jesus Christ, right, he's going to come back. Okay, and just with that statement I just said, there's so many holes that we're going to cut today in this video that just don't make sense because it's just not true, right? You're not going to disappear out of thin air and just escape everything that's coming, right? That's just false news, lies, deception, whatever you want to call it, okay? Because we're going to go into, but pretty much I'm going to summarize it, right? The elect, we're going to have to go through great tribulation. We're going to have to go through situations where it looks like it's life or death. Right, we're going to be in situations where we see no other way out but Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay? And ultimately, if we have faith, we're going to get delivered out of everything we go through. Okay? And at the end, right, America's going to get destroyed by nuclear missiles by the way of Russia. And all these other countries, right? Even EU, NATO, they're going to turn on America, destroy this place. And while that's happening, the elect are going to get beamed up into the chariots, which the world calls UFOs, okay? Whatever you want to call them, UAPs. Okay, we're going to get beamed up to those, which are the chariots of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And that's the salvation, okay? Yahushai is only coming back one time, and he's coming back to save. Okay, and that's after the tribulation, okay, and right before those missiles hit the earth. So let's get into it. Start at Revelation chapter 7 in verse 14. It says, and I said unto him, let's start at verse 13. It says, and one of the elders answered, saying unto me, what are these which are arrayed in white robes, and whence came they? Okay, and this is talking about the elect. It says, and I said unto him, Sir, thou knowest. And he said to me, these are they which came out of great tribulation, and have washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. Okay, so as it tells you right there, okay, we're going to have to go through great tribulation, right? Like I was going into, being put in situations where you're going to be like, damn, all right, this is some crazy ass shit. Okay, we're not going to be prepared for what's coming in these coming times, right? It's going to be something straight out of a movie book, right? out of a script, okay? And ultimately, we know it's that way, and spiritually, we're preparing as best as we can. And let's get that in Daniel, what I just referenced. Daniel chapter 12, verse 1, it says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. Okay, and what book is that talking about? It's talking about the book of the life, or book of life, right? Because the elect, they've been predestinated, right? They're ultimately written in that book. And since the beginning of creation, it's already been written that they're going to believe, have faith, and be saved. Okay, the end was made manifest from the beginning, roughly paraphrasing. Okay, but the key point is that it says it's going to be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that time. Salakia, man. Let me just read it verbatim. It says, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at thy time, thy people shall be delivered. Okay, let's get another one. Joel chapter 2, and verse 2, it says, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Okay, so, hey, we're going to have to go through times where, hey, as he said, man, he's going to bring all the plagues that he had in ancient Egypt, he's going to bring them over here again, right? And he's going to double that, triple that, quadruple that. Okay, all the stories we've read in the Bible, everything we've seen in life, right, in history, okay, it's going to be worse than that 200 times, right? All of that combined into one event. Like I've said in other videos, it's going to be like a big Marvel movie, right? Because in these Marvel movies, they get all the superheroes, right? And they get all the villains, and they just throw them to fight together, right? And it's just a big clash, okay? Just action over here, over there, right? That's how it's going to be, okay, upon the earth, right? In the day of Jacob's trouble, okay? And the elect, right? We're going to have to go through it. Let's get that in 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, and verse 71. It says, they shall be like madmen. Or start at verse 70. It says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Okay, so obviously this is a contradiction to what these Christians say, right? Saying that those that fear the Lord, right, they're going to vanish right before anything happens. But here it says that, right, in every place, right, in all the cities, there's going to be a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. So what does that imply? That we're going to be here on the earth when all this shit's hitting the fan, okay? It says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear Yahweh. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses, and then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Right? In that time, we're going to see who was really about Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Right? Who was faking the funk. Right? Who was in this just for worldly means, right? To get a name, for the glitz and the glamour. Okay? Who really has faith? We're going to see all that when the persecution comes. Okay? You're going to see men fall out. Okay? Because ultimately, they weren't written in the book of the life. Right? They weren't part of the elect. And secondly, okay, their mind wasn't right. Okay? They weren't ready for what was coming. Right? Spiritually, hey, they didn't have that foundation placed. So, hey, prepare yourself. Right? Because, hey, we ain't going to save ourselves out of this coming destruction. Okay? We ain't going to save nothing. Ain't no gold, silver, no money, no guns. Right? No stockpiling food is going to save you from these times that we're entering. And you're not going to get raptured out. All right? You're not going to get saved out of this coming destruction. And Salaki, let me rephrase that. You're not going to avoid these coming times, right? Because we do know that the elect are going to get saved out of the coming destruction, which is those ICBM missiles, right? The nukes on America. Let's go now to Matthew chapter 24. And this is going to be a quick lesson. I just wanted to get this point. I was watching the brother, GMS South Carolina, and inspired me. This is Matthew chapter 24. And I'll start at verse 21. It says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. Okay, so it just goes to show you the intensity of these times that are going to come upon this world, right? That if they're not shortened, ain't nobody gonna make it. Okay, because here it is. You have Esau Edom, right? He don't think about the world. He doesn't even think about his own people. Okay, all he's thinking about is complete power. Okay, and on his road to complete power, he's self-destructing. But let's keep reading. It says, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Okay, then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is a Mashiach, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. Right? Because imagine you have these people, Right? We got to go in the middle of the desert. We got to go into the forest. Right? That's where we're going to get raptured out. Right? And they'll pull out some scripture, butchered it, right? Make it say whatever they wanted to say. And people are going to follow that, right? Because ultimately they've been deceived. Okay? But people are going to follow that. But as it says, right? If they tell you, hey, go over here. He's over here under the desk. Right? Don't believe him. Okay? Because when he comes back, right? It's not going to be something you're going to miss. Right? Everybody's going to see when he comes back. Okay? And I'm going to get that scripture after this point. Okay? If we go to, right, as I was saying, verse 27, for as the lightning cometh out of the east and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. And immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. Okay, so as it says right there clearly, right, we're going to have to go through the tribulation, and then Yahweh Shai is going to appear. Okay, then the sign of the Son of Man was going to be in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Okay, so right there it even told you the timeline, right, of how things are supposed to play out. Okay, we go through the tribulation, right before those missiles hit, hey, Yahweh Shai comes back with the angels, right, with the clouds, as they're referred to in the scriptures, which are the so-called UFOs, UAPs, whatever you want to call them. Those are the angels, the chariots, the vehicles of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, but let's get every eye. That's Revelation 1. Revelation chapter 1 and verse 7, it says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. And they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so all men. Right, so right there, that's a cut. Okay, it says every eye shall see him. But let's put it in these Christians' perspective. Right, if they believe they're going to get raptured out, right, that means that they're not going to be here to see him come back. Right, they're going to be in the spirit world. Right, so it doesn't make sense. Everybody is going to be here on earth, right, to see him come back. And it says, and they also which pierced him, right, which this is talking about reincarnation. Those same men, right, 2,000 years ago that pretty much were whipping him, right, killing him. They're back here today in the reincarnation, and they're going to see Yahweh Shai come back. Right, that's what that's going into. And it says, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so, amen. Okay, so another cut to that phony lie we've been told. Let's get Jeremiah chapter 30. And I'm going through this kind of fast. I'm just hitting the points. This is Jeremiah chapter 30. And verse 6, it says, ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Okay, so this is Jeremiah asking pretty much, do men have children? And the answer to that is obviously no. And it says, wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. So he says, so he's pretty much saying, so if men don't have children, then why do I see every man bent over like a woman, right? Like he has pains. Okay, I'm going into how it's going to be some grievous times, right? Grown men are going to be out here in the streets crying, okay, on their knees begging, right? Doing some ridiculous acts. Because it's going to be great tribulation. And it says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Okay, and this is a key point, right? The very fact that it's named Jacob's trouble, right? Jacob resembling Israel. So Israel's trouble, what does that mean? It means that Israel is going to have to go through trouble. Okay? It's that simple. And it says, but he shall be saved out of it. Who is the he? The he is the elect, right? Going into the 1/3 of the nation of Israel, right? With the 144,000, which are the prophets, right? That's Revelation 14 and Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8 and verse 9. And I think Revelation also, let me just see if I can remember off the top. Revelation, the innumerable multitude. I forgot if it was 7 or let's just find it real quick, just for edification. Innumerable multitude. Oh, man. Kindreds, tongues. If you don't put these scriptures in perfect, man, they just don't pop up. Kindred, tongue. Right, it was 7. Yeah, Revelation chapter 7 verse 9 goes into that innumerable multitude. Right, that's the he. Okay, I just wanted to make that point. Let's see what else I have. Acts chapter 14 verse 22, and we'll end it on that. This is Acts chapter 14 and verse 22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of God. Right, through much tribulation, as we've been reading this entire lesson throughout all these scriptures. Okay, and this is exactly what I'm doing today. I'm confirming you what we have to go through, right, and exhorting you, telling you that, hey, if you have faith, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Right, these people out here, they see the problem that's coming upon the world, right? They see the World War III. Okay, they see the famines coming, the pestilences, the economy's collapsing. They see the problem, right? But everybody don't got a solution, okay? And ultimately, we do, right? Going into the hopeful elect, right? Because we haven't been saved yet. But the elect are going to have that solution, and that solution is to have faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, right? And we know we're going to have to go through. We know that some of us are even going to have to get beheaded, right, for the witness of Yahushai. That's in Revelation chapter 20, if I remember correctly. Let's check it. Got to make sure I'm on point with the scriptures. Revelation chapter 20, right, verse 4 goes into that. But pretty much some of us are going to have to get beheaded, okay, pretty much killed for speaking these words. But still, as it says, the dead are going to be raised up first, okay? So we ain't got nothing to worry about. We just have to keep on pushing. Right? As it says, those that endure to the end, the same shall be saved. Okay? Be diligent. Right? Make sure that you can, make sure you're doing everything you can, because these times we're in is beautiful. Right? We're living in beautiful times, and we should be doing the most we can. And sometimes we fall. Okay? We fall short of the glory where we want to be, but we just got to get back up and keep on pushing. Like it says, a righteous man fall 7 times to get back up, but the wicked, fall into mischief. So hopefully this is edifying. With that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakak Dash, and double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Shalom to you, Shalom.